In this 10th video, I go on relating the events I lived in November 1996 in a state of partial madness led by the voice of the perpetrators who used to communicate with me at distance. I call here these perpetrators by the name Companions 96. In year 1996, I used to live alone in Mohammedia near Casablanca in Morocco. My name is Aslaf Mohammed. I am 61 old and I am a native of El Ayoun near Oujda from the tribe Haddiyin. I talk here about an event that occurred then near Ribat. So, during another day's afternoon in Ribat, in November 1996, I had been wandering in Yaqub Mansour's site, still in the state of partial madness. At that moment, I thought that passers-by were robots and that I was a human amidst them. My ill interpretation made me think that I had to escape from the robot's area by deciphering some codes in the vehicle's registrations numbers and other cars' features. Due to the mental confusion I experienced that afternoon and my worry about escaping from the robots, I got angry when the research of codes in vehicles led me nowhere. On the spot, I decided to leave the western Morocco where I used to work and go on feet to the eastern Morocco to El Ayoun near Oujda where my parents used to live. I intended to do the journey of about 500 kilometers on feet. I immediately launched myself with a violent stride in the direction of Saleh. I actually crossed Ribat and Saleh without a stop, breathing violently to forget and get rid of any discouraging ideas. When I arrived at Ma'mura forest, beyond Saleh town, I went amidst the oak trees to avoid the vehicles of Meknes Road. But when I reached the small bare land near the forest, two younger men hurried towards me, and one of them had a big stick as a weapon. They asked me about my destination. I replied in earnest, I am going into northern Morocco because El Ayoun is in the northeast zone of Morocco. They ordered me to rejoin Meknes Tarmac Road. Out of fear from being beaten with the big stick, I yielded under the threats. So, against my will, I was again exposed to the vehicle's disturbances on Meknes Road. The night had almost started when the voice of Companions 96 came back while I was heading in Tiflet and Meknes direction, but I was still near Ma'mura forest. The voice ordered me to turn back towards Ma'mura forest. I manifested absolutely no resistance and I obeyed the order. Then, when the night had cloaked the forest with its black curtain, The voice ordered me in successive instructions as follows: run, then run faster, then turn back, then run faster ahead, etc., etc. It was a violent exercise amidst the forest trees and bushes. In that period of November 1996, the moon's light used to appear a moment after the start of the night. The voice made me run in different directions because I still had my shoes. And it even ordered me to jump some bushes. I was then physically fit for that night training. At some moments, the voice told me to interrupt abruptly the run, to lie quickly on my back and stay in that lying body posture for a moment. Then the voice ordered me to get up quickly and take again the sprints. Those moments of rest on the ground gave me a pleasant healing cerebral sensation. At some other moment of that night in the forest, the voice of Companions 96 led me in a zone of the forest where there is a road with a bend. Then, while I was running there, when the headlights of a vehicle appeared, the voice told me in alarm tone, in Arabic, "Hide yourself, quickly, they have spotted us." I carried out these actions in the forest in earnest because via my ill interpretations, I thought that I was subjected to bodyguard training. When the voice let me alone that night in Ma'mura forest, I had just lain on my back on the ground to enjoy the cerebral relief that occurred after the violent exercise. I did it on a spot that looks like a crossroads with the kind of grass with thick leaves. I had hardly started to rejoice at that freedom moment and its healing sensation when a marked police van arrived near me. The police officers, maybe 3 officers, wearing their official uniforms, exchanged some words between themselves, and then one of them told the van's driver in Arabic, "Wait a minute, we must take this dog away from the spot." They were talking about me, describing me as a dog. I was actually ordered to get up and get in the police van. The police officers rode me for a moment and then they dropped me in another area, but not far away from the one I was resting in. Paradoxical. At that period of November 1996, my elder brother, who abides in Rabat, had already requested a missing person poster about me in the Mohammedia Police Criminal Investigation Department. Why then I was not recognized by the police officers who took me in their van in Ma'mura forest that night. In year 2000, when I needed a police inquiry file for the passport that I applied for in Mohammedia, the police told me that I was still missing, even though I had then already worked for 4 years in an administration of the Ministry of Interior, namely Bnikhlef Louisiana Center, Mayor Center, and abided in Muhammadiyah between the years 1996 and 2000s. I had then to ask my elder brother to come back to Muhammadiyah to revoke and annul the missing person poster he had requested for 4 years before, when the Voice of Companions 96 was leading me to the unknown. Above all, when I came back to Muhammadiyah neighborhood for myself in December 5th, 1996, and my elder brother brought the firefighters ambulance to ride me against my will to the Muhammadiyah asylum. He needed first a police report that had acknowledged then my existence in the home of my ex-colleague Kuhih Abdel Ali in roundabout 33 near Muhammadiyah. All these contradictory facts show that there is something highly suspicious taking place around my head. Am I still in danger currently? Now, after this digression, I come back to the event I lived in November 1996 in the state of partial madness, led by the Voice of Companion 96. I said that the police van rode me for a short distance in Ma'mura forest, and then I was dropped somewhere there. I then went to a fuel station. On that spot, tried to handle the fuel pipe with my hand, but the fuel wouldn't flow, otherwise I would have drank it. No fuel station employees had shown there then that night. The following day, after first I got stray for a moment in the forest, my wandering led me to Salih town, precisely to Sidi Musa site. In the morning, I got stray in Ma'mura forest near Salih, and after I drank a paddle water directly with my mouth, the Voice of Companion 96 shouted as if it came from far away. "Drink Wilmer's water." Wilmer's water is a mineral water that we take when we had eaten too much food with fat. Companion 96 were making fun of me because they knew that I didn't eat for several days and nights. Maybe they were astonished to see how fit I was during the night exercise despite hunger and thirst. In the next video, the video 11th, I will relate other events of this story with the Voice of Companions 96. There is a document about the sounds technology. It is this book, Mind Control, The Ultimate Brave New World by Nick Begish.